So Adam, 1-0 win. What are your thoughts on the game?
Thought the players were magnificent all game. Scored a very good opening goal. Always helps when you take the lead. And it was tough at times, which you expect when you come to a place like this against a good team. But I felt tactically we were very good. The players were very disciplined. Felt we withstood spells of pressure that came when they were putting the ball in the box. But we defended it very well in the main. But I also felt that we combined that with playing some really good football at times, and I felt the better opportunities really they did fall to us. So yeah, I mean, listen, the output there from the players. We've played the first two games away from home. We've played for 80 minutes with 10 men on Saturday. I think they've played against 10 men for an hour on Saturday. We've come here again on a Tuesday night, and we've got our first win of the season and 3 points. And I'm absolutely delighted for the players and for the supporters who made a lot of noise. And yeah, it's just a good night for us all, and hopefully we can grow from this now.
Third time lucky to get that first one, but it's hard fought, well earned, clean sheet as well.
Yeah, just a perfect away performance and result really. Clean sheet, 3 points. Great finish by Hamami, great work by David Cower. Thought he was magnificent tonight, really led the line. And you've got to remember with David that he missed a lot of pre-season because he dislocated his elbow. He came on and played, 65 minutes, 70 minutes on Saturday, so we knew we'd probably only get an hour, maybe 70 minutes out of him again today. But while he was on the pitch, he put a right shift in for his team, and he led the line, he held it up well, he linked it, he ran behind. Their centre-halves couldn't deal with him, and he's only going to get stronger as well for having more minutes under his belt. So I think it's a really positive night for us, but we've still got a lot of hard work to do, and back in on Thursday ready to work and get ready for the weekend's games.
Hamami with his first goal for the club, but could and maybe should have had a couple more before the break.
Yeah, I mean, Owen Bray was unlucky with one off memory where he skipped inside and shot wide of the post. I felt he could have had another one when it came round the back post. He was in the right position to score, just obviously didn't. We were unlucky off a set play with Sean Hobson round the back there. Lad's just got a touch on it when he's got a free header at the back post. And then at the start of the second half, their lads made an unbelievable block, probably a couple of minutes into the second half on the line. Can't remember off memory who shot, but it was a phenomenal piece of defending. And then Owen should have scored again. I think it was on about 60 minutes, but it was actually from one of our goal kicks, which was really encouraging piece of play. But the main thing from Owen in particular is that he's in the right positions. I've spoke to all the wide players about they've got to be back post finishers and not. It's too easy to drift into the middle and be that pull back option, but that's not their job. It's somebody else's job. You've got to get yourself in at that back post if you're going to chip in with goals. And whilst he hasn't chipped in with a goal tonight, he's put a right shift in for his team, and he's got himself into areas. And if he keeps on doing that, then I'm sure he'll chip in with a few.
Of course, probably the only dampener on the first half and the night really was the injury to Jevon Mills. What can you tell us about that?
Well, his shoulder came out. He's a big lad, John Lewis, and you don't want him landing on you. Just completely innocuous. I think Jevon's got tight to him. He's obviously rolled him and he's got landed on. So his shoulder's come out. It's back in. And we'll just have to see how it settles down next 24, 48 hours. But I felt he'd started the game very, very well, as had Sean. Hobson next to him I thought was tremendous tonight. So hopefully it will settle down and it won't be too lengthy, because we've got enough players on the sidelines, as you know.
Second half, as you mentioned, had chances, had some defending to do, but held on for the 3 points and a clean sheet.
Yeah, like I said earlier, you know when you come to places like this that you're going to come under pressure. They put it on you. They've got a real focal point there in John Lewis and the lads who play off him. They're full of running and energy, and they're lively. And they do commit bodies to both the press and to backing up the play. So we knew there was going to be little spells where we'd have to be resolute and we'd have to defend the final third and stop crosses coming in the box, but the times that they do come in the box, we had to defend the box, and I felt in the main we did. Felt our organisation and everything that we'd spoken about in terms of how we felt the game would look. I felt the players took that information on board perfectly and executed, what we wanted to do tonight, and I'm just delighted for them, because I feel like there's a lot of positivity being around the training ground and the group generally in this first couple of months, and you just need results to supplement that. And obviously it's been tough the start of the season with a couple of defeats and things going against us, losing players to injuries in addition to the ones that we've already got out, having a man sent off on Saturday for something so soft, missing a couple of penalties. Sometimes for younger players especially, you can feel sorry for yourselves and think that everything's going against you, but all you can do is stick together, work hard, and football always changes. Good runs come to an end, and so do bad ones, and thankfully tonight we've managed to get some points on the board and send the supporters home happy, and the players are happy as well.
Of course, in that second half as well, debut of Jay Turner-Cook. What can you tell us about him?
Well, he's a player that really excites me. He's got phenomenal ability, and if we can nurture his qualities and get a smile on his face and get him enjoying his football, which I think he will do with us. I think he's sensed that, which is why he's probably ended up coming and joining us. I feel that we could have a really good player on our hands. I don't want to put too much expectation on him, because it's up to him ultimately, like all the other players, to perform, but I'm really pleased that we've managed to bring him in, and he certainly makes the group stronger, gives us different options. The type of player he is, I think, with us obviously losing Flo Hottie for probably 3 months, I feel that Jay gives us that little bit of creativity that maybe we've lacked, and I'm really pleased to have him in. But I think also should mention and acknowledge the chairman, who's supported us in bringing another player in, because we've got a lot of players under contract, more than probably we've ever had before as a club, I imagine, and that's because the list of players unavailable and currently sidelined is so long for many different reasons, which we won't go into. So I appreciate his support, and pleased that we've obviously got 3 points tonight, and look forward to working with Jay going forward.
Of course, up next we host Forest Green, and a first chance to get back to the shade this season.
Yeah, that's something that we should all be excited about. I'm hoping that we will get the opportunity to train on it before we play on it. That'd be great. Whether that can happen or not is a little bit out of our hands, but we'll see. Much has been made about how good the club's been on the road in previous seasons, and maybe not so much at this year. I think the pitch has been a reason given for that, and now that reason's gone. So, we're looking forward to getting there on Saturday. What I would say is we've probably got one of the favourites for the title coming to us, and they've had a good start to the season. They've, some of the transfer fees have been paying for players is eye-watering really, and puts in comparison where we are in comparison to a big club at the level like Forest Green. But look, it's going to be a challenge. It's going to be a difficult game, but it's our first game at home, and I hope the supporters, off the back of us putting in a big shift tonight and getting 3 points, I hope they come out in the numbers and get behind the team, and hopefully the team and myself and the staff, we can give them a good performance, and let's just see if we can get another good result.
Thank you.